Hello, this is Clean Coach Carly. I'm the staff nutritionist at Healthy Habits Living, and I'm giving you some options today. Instead of GLP-1 injectables, I have some natural alternatives for you. Now, we're far enough into GLP-1s and the new class of drugs that go along with them to know that there are a lot of side effects. And we also know that there are long-term side effects that we don't know anything about because we haven't studied these drugs long-term. So if you are wanting the same benefits, but you're looking at a more moderate approach, here is something that I recommend. It is called Reducore. So Reducore is a blend of phytonutrients and fiber that address the same pathways or the same hormone, the feel-full hormone, that injectable GLP-1s address. So GLP-1 is a hormone that your body naturally makes. When you take a GLP-1 injectable medication, you are flooding your system with 10 times the amount of that hormone than your body normally makes. So this causes you to not be hungry, of course, and that in turn helps you to lose weight and burn off some of the excess weight that you have. One of the biggest problems, though, is that as you are burning off this excess weight, you can also be burning off muscle. And so you are muscle wasting or losing muscle. And it's difficult in the process to determine what is happening, whether you're burning fat or you're burning muscle for energy. The reason that your body starts to catabolize or break down muscle is because you are not hungry, because you've given your body this huge dose of the I'm full hormone. And so you're eating a very low amount of calories. And when that happens, several hormones are released that tell your body you are in starvation mode and start breaking down muscle for energy so that you can survive. In the past, that would mean survive means keep walking through the winter storm or keep searching for food. Now it just means keep living. When we have plenty of food, we're still giving our bodies that message that we are starving when we take these injectable GLP-1s. So some other side effects from injectable GLP-1s that I don't like are the nausea, because it slows down your digestion, so food stays in your stomach longer. That can lead to acid reflux or GERD. It slows your motility, so constipation, which we know is auto-intoxicating, right? When we have our excess junk sitting in our colon for too long, we reabsorb toxins through the colon wall into the bloodstream. So that is not great. We don't want that to be recirculated through the body. There's also some evidence that there's gallbladder problems that are on the rise, as well as risk to your pancreatic health. And then something else that comes from eating low amounts of calorie and having slower digestion is mental health struggles, increases in anxiety and depression. And these are not just things I've made up, right? These are the things that are in the drug warning and that we're seeing users experience across the board. So it's a good idea to take these things into account and perhaps consider something a little more natural and moderate. So that's Reducore. So Reducore is a blend of several fibers as well as some phytonutrients that help with metabolism. So the first thing to know is that Reducore addresses kind of three systems within weight loss. So it addresses the microbiome, and we know from research that the healthy and unhealthy probiotics or bad biotics in your gut absolutely affect your metabolism and ability to burn fat. It also addresses the muscle wasting that can sometimes happen when we're losing weight quickly, like with a GLP-1 injectable. And Reducore also has an ingredient or two in there that help to stabilize blood sugar. Okay, so blood sugar balance is important for maintaining weight, losing weight, and also gaining weight. And when we see unstable blood sugar, we often see insulin spikes and drops, which leads to diabetes, which leads to weight gain, muscle wasting, all of these things that we're talking about. Blood sugar is also important for people who are at a stable weight. You have to maintain a stable blood sugar, whether you want to lose weight or gain weight. If your blood sugar is dropping too low, it can be a precursor to gaining weight or losing weight. So in this case, we're talking about losing weight. So in Reducore, we've got these ingredients that address three big areas: the blood sugar control, the muscle gaining or maintaining, and the microbiome. So first it has Fiber Smart, which is a blend of resistant starches. We don't eat a lot of resistant starches in our diet these days, and that's a problem because that resistant starch is used to feed the good bacteria in our microbiome. Specifically, there's one that has been talked about recently called Akkermansia. So Akkermansia is shockingly low across the population, and it is one of the main bacteria that modulate our metabolism and protect our gut health. So when I'm talking about modulate your metabolism, I'm talking about your ability to burn fat and maintain muscle. When I'm talking about gut health, I'm talking about the integrity or the health of the cells in your small intestine. That is where our digestion is mostly happening, and also it's where our immune system is. So we want that Akkermansia in there, and we have to feed it in order for it to stay there. And resistant starch is the answer. So this Reducore blend has Fiber Smart in it, which is that resistant starch. It has a second type of resistant starch called Solnul. Now, the reason this one is so impressive is because this has been tested on people. So not all medical studies involve people. A lot of times they're, using rats or other animals. This was a double-blind, placebo-controlled study, which is like the gold standard in studies, that showed using Solnul, or this resistant starch, increased Akkermansia in the gut microbiome. So it's got those two forms of resistant starch. The other thing that has in it is mulberry extract. So mulberry extract can stabilize your insulin response and your blood sugar. There's a study that shows, which blows my mind, the study blows my mind, that people were given half a cup of sugar, just plain sucrose. Just go, maybe they drank it, maybe they ate it, I don't know. But they were given around 75 grams or half a cup of sugar. And then they were given the mulberry extract. And what happened was, you would think, oh my gosh, their blood sugar must have shot up and their insulin must have shot up. No, when they took the mulberry extract along with the sugar, their blood sugars and insulin stayed steady, which means no fat storage, no prediabetes, no leading to metabolic syndrome. So this is a powerful way to keep the blood sugar steady. So it's got the mulberry extract in it. The other two or three things that it has in it is allulose. Now, allulose is a natural sugar. It's not sucrose, it's allulose. And it is a sugar alternative. In fact, you can just buy it granulated and add it to your baked goods instead of actual sugar. It is much lower in glycemic index. Now, it's not a chemical like saccharin or aspartame. It is a food-based sweetener. Now, for some people, these food-based sweeteners like xylitol or erythritol, which are sugar alcohols, can cause digestive problems. So they're not really friendly for IBS participants or subjects. But allulose, it's not an alcohol like erythritol and xylitol. It is actual sweetener that is an ose. So it's like sucrose or fructose. It's much easier on the gut. In fact, it has positive benefits for the gut. So this is IBS friendly. So this is sweetening this powdered fiber mix in Reducore without adding extra calories or sugar or causing problems with IBS. The other ingredient that it has in it is oat beta-glucan. And I have written many times about beta-glucan for weight loss, but also for your immune health. Now, this product doesn't have enough beta-glucan extract in there in order to have an impact on your immune system, but it does help in these doses with your metabolism. So the beta-glucan fiber really is water soluble. So it soaks up the water that you drink along with your meal or your fiber supplement, your Reducore, and it creates like a gel-like solution in your belly, in your stomach, which helps you to feel full. And you feel full because your body naturally releases the GLP-1 hormone that your body is making for you. So the oat beta-glucan is in there to help you feel full, to feel satisfied. The last thing that it has, and this is addressing the possible problem of muscle wasting or muscle loss when you're losing weight. It has this amino L40, and this is high in leucine, and leucine is the precursor to building muscle. We need many amino acids for muscle gain or muscle manufacturing, but one of the key ones that's missing in our diet often is this leucine. So there was a study that with this leucine that they had women who took 40 grams of whey protein, which we know is very good for building muscle, and then they took a dose of the leucine or the amino L40. And they showed that those taking the amino L40 were able to build more muscle than those taking 40 grams of whey protein. So that's pretty impressive because whey protein is like the gold standard for people trying to build muscle. I like this amino L40 because it is vegetarian friendly. So whey protein is not vegetarian friendly because it's made out of cow's milk or cow whey. So the L-leucine is a vegetarian source, so it is vegetarian friendly. So you have this whole smattering of really amazing nutrients in Reducore that are addressing the microbiome with the resistant starch. They are addressing muscle gaining or maintaining with the leucine, the amino L40, and then maintaining steady blood sugar with the oat beta-glucan and the mulberry. So I think that this is a great adjunct to a healthy diet and exercise, and a great alternative to expensive GLP-1 injectables that have all of the side effects I've talked about, right? We have a natural version of this GLP-1 issue that we can take that affects those same metabolic pathways that the injectables are affecting without all the side effects, like the rebound weight gain and the gastroparesis and the constipation and the mental health and the muscle loss and the possible organ damage, let alone the price. And it's just an expensive habit, right? If you can actually change your habits so that you can incorporate this natural GLP-1 product with the fiber and the mulberry, et cetera, and Reducore, you can use that and implement some healthier habits, then you're going to have sustained weight loss and keep your muscle mass and keep your money in your bank account, and you're not going to risk all those other side effects. So I recommend this in conjunction with healthy diet and lifestyle. And I also recommend Orthomolecular's Hepaticore if you have high triglycerides or if you have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease along with obesity. So there are natural solutions to this epidemic of obesity that we have, and they are relatively easy solutions, maybe not as simple as an injectable, but they come without all those side effects. So take that into consideration. So here at Healthy Habits Living, we're always here to provide you with the highest quality information for your long-term health journey and goals. We're here to help you get healthy so you can stay healthy and be healthy.